We begin tonight with a stunning and moving sight from Vatican City. More than 25,000 people coming to see Pope Francis as he was carried through St. Peter's Square. The bells tolling as the Pope's open coffin was carried across St. Peter's Square through thousands of the faithful. We took note as we watched the images come in. It was the people's Pope among the people again. Carried to rest at the front of St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis lying in state at the Basilica for 3 days now. And at his request, his simple wooden coffin has been placed at ground level, not elevated, so that those gathering can see him. He wanted to be on their level. Tens of thousands making their way to the Basilica, many quietly standing in line, others in tears, filing by the Pope's coffin to pay their respects, to offer a prayer, to say goodbye. The funeral is Saturday morning, 4 a.m. here in the East. I'll be at the Vatican with our team, and we'll carry it live for everyone back here in the U.S., right here on ABC. But tonight here, that moving sight, the Pope carried through the people, and our James Longman was in the crowd.
By the tens of thousands tonight, they came to see Pope Francis one last time, to say goodbye. More than 25,000 people from all walks of life waiting for hours in massive lines to honour the people's Pope. Francis lying in state in his simple wooden coffin, a stark contrast to the gilded splendour of St. Peter's Basilica.
The great mission of Pope Francis' life was to take the message from the church, go out into the world and meet people where they are. Well, now thousands of people have come to meet him as he lies in rest at St. Peter's Basilica, and they're coming from all over the world. Young, old, entire families are lining up, and they know that they are part of history now.
The day began with this solemn ceremony, led by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, a former Dallas bishop.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Some of the very cardinals who will choose the next pope joining bishops and the papal Swiss Guard as white-gloved pallbearers carried Francis on their shoulders from his residence to the Basilica. Slowly winding through St. Peter's Square, the crowd of thousands applauding. This pope wanted them close. The procession taking a similar route Francis took on his last ride in the Pope-mobile on Easter Sunday, finally making its way inside. His coffin carefully placed in front of the altar facing the pews, not on an elevated stand or on a board like past pontiffs. In a church full of ancient symbolism, Francis knew the power of this simple act of humility. Yannick from Quebec waiting nearly 4 hours to see him.
I feel like it's someone from my family. And I don't know why, because I really don't know him a lot, you understand? But I don't know why, I just feel... In French, I would say, je suis émue.
She was clearly moved.
Yeah, I don't know why.
In your eyes.
I don't know why, because I love the way he was, you see? And that way of trying to put people together, that was great for me.
We met Lissy from North Carolina.
How did you feel when you were in front of him?
So blessed.
Really?
So blessed and so happy.
Late today, the cardinals meeting at the Vatican, acknowledging they'll be meeting every day. Their next big task, the conclave. More than 100 cardinals will choose the next pope. Francis appointed 80% of them. Francis has kept some traditions. When he's buried in St. Mary Major, he will wear his pallium, a scarf-like garment and a symbol of his status as a good shepherd. A bag of coins featuring his portrait and a document summarising his papacy will be buried with him, both to identify him and his extraordinary work. But his other wish was just to have the name Franciscus on his plain tomb. Tonight, Francis lies in his simple wooden coffin in a basilica built to celebrate the history and wealth of the church. These competing forces, reform or tradition, now occupy the minds of the cardinals who must choose his successor.
Just extraordinary reporting, James, taking us all right into the square there with you. James Longman back with us again tonight, and just an extraordinary scene. You did report the cardinals will be meeting daily now, discussing the future of the church. So we know with the funeral Saturday, when then is the earliest that the conclave would actually begin? And once it starts, how long does it usually take before a new pope is chosen?
Well, David, cardinals have scheduled multiple days of mourning with events every day. So the earliest it could possibly be is May 5th. Remember, they've come from all over the world, so they need time to get to know each other. As for the decision and that famous white smoke appearing over the Sistine Chapel to tell the world there is a new pope, well, with Francis, it took 2 days for him to be elected. This time round, we can't possibly know, but we'll be watching. David?
James Longman will be watching right here with you. I'll be traveling to the Vatican to join James, Terry Moran, Deborah Roberts, and our entire team for the Pope's funeral. ABC News Live coverage begins at 3:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. We hope you'll get up with us early Saturday. And of course, we'll all be there for the ancient ritual, the conclave that James just mentioned. But we'll see you first Saturday morning for that funeral.